Hey Renovators, coming to you today from my real estate office, and wanted to meet with you a little bit and chat about how I renovated and rose. Sitting in my office today kind of reflecting. I had some time before a buyer came in for an appointment, and I was sitting here kind of looking around the walls, walking down the hallway, looking in my desk drawers and reflecting how I started this all almost 15 years ago. I was a stay-at-home mom before I was a real estate agent, raising 4 children under the age of 6, also running a successful in-home daycare, watching other people's children while they chased after their dreams, essentially. And one day, I decided that I wanted more. I don't think that I actually decided that particular day. I just decided to jump that day. I think it had been a long time coming. I always wanted more out of life, whether it be when I was a young child growing up with not a lot of anything, not a lot of food, clothing, support, being a young mom struggling with my young husband at the time. We used to have about $2 left over every week, and I still remember a Christmas, kind of fondly actually, where we only had $2 left over from a paycheck, and were we going to get cranberries for the Christmas tree or a gallon of milk? And I never forgot where I came from. The purpose of me telling you all of this is that about 5 to 7 years ago, I started changing again. I think that in life, we change and grow similar to the seasons of our world. I think that we each have a spring, a summer, an autumn, and a winter. And for many years, I think I was stuck in winter. I think that I was afraid to blossom and grow. I was afraid of what I would lose in my growth. I was afraid of fears I would have to conquer, obstacles I would have to face. So the purpose of me coming to you today from my office here is that I overcame a lot to be a real estate agent, and sometimes reflecting about where we came from is so very important in realizing how powerful and how strong we are. A couple of weeks ago, I shared with you some pictures and some motivational quotes about climbing mountains and how heavy things can be to carry sometimes, and how sometimes, years from when we started a task, we look back and we can't believe how far we've come. We can't believe that we climbed that mountain with all of the struggles and all of the baggage and everything we had to carry. So I wanted to share something with you guys today. I found this also in my desk drawer, this little continental child's toy, if you will. It's a little continental plane. Before my husband now and I were married, we were pretty good friends, and he was worldly, he traveled. He was someone that I admired as one of my closest friends because he lived out loud. He lived big. For any of you that are watching this and you know him, he does everything big. And I had explained to him one time, we were talking about travel, and I said, I've never gone on an airplane. I think I was 33 or 34 years old. And I said, I've never flown anywhere. And a couple days later, he came into the office that we shared and said, here, hang on to this. Visualize this. Look at this. When you have a deal that's difficult, when you're not sure how you're going to keep pushing through with this business, because the real estate industry is a very difficult industry. We volunteer a lot of our time. We are counselors, educators, sometimes parents to some of our clients, and it can be very taxing at times and also extremely rewarding and wonderful. Some of my closest friends that I've made over the last 15 years have been through my real estate business. So the purpose of showing you this is that I did visualize, and I did write things down, and I did focus on this plane. And oh gosh, probably about 5-6 years ago, I took my first flight. and it was more awesome than I had ever imagined. You know, I had built up this fear of flying in a plane. I was so terrified to venture out and not be in control. I mean, there's a pilot that I can't even see in the front of the plane, for crying out loud, and he's flying this. He's in charge of my life at that moment. But once I flew in that plane and we landed and I did it, the euphoria was through the roof, amazing. This plane I pull out every once in a while. I keep it at my desk drawer here at the office because it reminds me that when I want something in this life, all I have to do is focus on it. What you think about, you bring about. What you focus on becomes what you are. So my lesson for this week, you guys, is it doesn't matter if you're a stay-at-home mom right now with 4 kids under the age of 6, but you want to build an empire. You go build that empire. It doesn't matter if you are at the bottom of where you ever thought you'd be, in a black hole, and things just don't seem to be going right. Write your dreams down. Make them big, make them audacious, make them crazy so your friends and family think you're nuts when you tell them what you want to do. And go get those things. Visualize it, find a picture, have a storyboard or a vision board that you can look at and focus on daily, and keep it. Because I promise you that when those dreams and goals come true for you, and you look back at the bottom of the mountain where you started, and you are up at the top, holding your hands above your head, yelling that you made it, you won't forget about the toy plane. Go get it, renovators. I know you have the power inside of you, because we all do. We just have to learn to believe. Start renovating your mind. Start renovating your soul, your heart. Put yourself and your goals first. You never know where they're going to take you. Hey, thanks for joining me today, renovators. Have a fantastic week. I can't wait to see you all next week. Bye-bye.